Good morning and welcome to another edition of the Greenbridge Community Housing Podcast for Luton. We're joined today by Laura Conder, who is the, not a commissioner, are you? You're
Community Connector.
Community Connector. I like that word.
It's a great word. I love my job title. It's fantastic. And I love my job, actually. In fairness, I can say that with pride and passion. I genuinely love my job.
Yeah. And it's really rare to be able to say that these days.
Definitely.
Equally, I can say the same, which is lovely to be able to do that, where you're working alongside so many different people. No 2 days are ever the same. Tell me what a community connector does. Oh, you need teeth for that, don't you?
Community connector. So basically, my role is to work solely within Luton, just within the town, and I work with statutory authorities, charities, CICs, community groups, and residents, more importantly, to get everyone working together better, to build a stronger community, because the belief is that stronger communities mean to less hate, less extremism. So that's the kind of plan, and that's kind of the role of Groundswell, and a lot of what Groundswell's work has been over the years.
So how do you go about connecting the community?
So it's a mixture of things. I go out to a lot of events, whether it's community events. So, for example, the Luton Social Justice Unit, they put on a lot of family days. So I try and get out to them, go and hand out leaflets, get talking to people, letting people know what I do and that I exist, and talking to residents as well, because I think it's really important, because my role is impartial. I don't work for the council, and I think the council know that I am the first person to go up to them and be like, this needs sorting, or you need to speak to this councillor about this subject, because I do know quite a few of the councillors as well, but I don't work for anyone in particular. I am there as well to be a voice for residents if they don't feel that they're being listened to, because I will go and scream and shout till the cows come home. That is what I love to do. That's my passion. And also as well, I go to a lot of professional networking events, the Fairness Task Force. There's so many events out there, and I'm always at them. I'm out in the community, but I also put on events as well. So last week it was Refugee Week. We had a screening for Refugee Week. We showed Dreamers, which was a fantastic film about two Nigerian women who were in a detention centre, who found love with each other and dreamed of a better place outside. It was a really lovely film. I've got a physical and mental health wellbeing festival coming up in August, and we also are going to hopefully have a financial resilience day in September as well, which is going to be teaching the community about how to better budget, how to better understand the money, side hustles, looking at, are you getting all the right benefits, are you missing anything, and ways that you can make your money go further.
That's a really good day. Invite us to that. That'd be great.
The Greenbridge Housing will be there.
Lovely. Because it's always important, isn't it, when you're talking about people's rights and their benefits. Often they don't know. Yeah.
What they're
Very
entitled.
often they don't know what they're entitled to till maybe months or years later they were like, why didn't you apply for that? Didn't know I could get it.
Yeah.
So if there's somewhere where people can go and hear and see what they're entitled to, that's a really good thing to do. So please do invite us to that.
Definitely. And I want people to better understand, I think, because a lot of people have transitioned onto universal credit now. They may be very new to it. I've been on universal credit since, I can't even remember.
The transition.
Thanks. The fact I'm still on it says a lot, about how bad wages are in the UK. Yeah. But, I've been on it for a very long time, so I understand the system. I know when I'm, God forbid, I touch wood, it never happens again, but when I haven't had a job, what I need to do, what I need to be doing, and going to the job centre and stuff like that. Yeah. Essentially playing the game. It sounds very weird to say, but it is a game that you have to kind of play with a lot of the time. And for a lot of people, this is a new transition into something.
It's very daunting.
It's very scary, and it can feel like, especially if you've been left alone for a long time, because the rules are very different. For example, if you were on income support before, you had until 7 when you could, before you had to go to work with a child. Yeah. Now it's 3. Right. It's a big
difference.
Yeah, it's a big gap.
4 years.
It's 4 years is a big amount of time.
At
3, 30 hours is nothing. Where are you going to get a job that does 30 hours?
Exactly. It's really complicated. It's also really important as a community connector, I would assume, that people feel like they have a voice. There's someone that they can come to, share their concerns. A bit like citizens' advice.
A bit like, well, not entirely, because I can't give debt advice. So please do not come for me for debt advice. Please do go to citizens' advice. I can't ever give something like that.
Right.
But I mean, my role is anything else. You know, if they have something that they want to suggest, if they've got a project that they want to work on, even if they need advice about applying for grants, what grants are available, putting them into contact with people.
Cool.
I probably, like, not in an arrogant way, I don't know how to say this without sounding, I just deeply care a lot about gaining a lot of knowledge and finding out who's who in where the places that need to be, so that people can get the best help that they need, basically. Yeah.
Because people can often find themselves in employment today, unemployed tomorrow. What do they do? What's the best bit of advice for listeners and viewers? What would you suggest they do? So if they find themselves not suddenly unemployed, what's the first thing they should do, Laura?
It's happened to me. First thing, if you're not on universal credit, apply that day. You can get an advance.
Right.
So you can get an advance on a universal credit. It's usually paid back within a period of time. You can choose how long that is. I think it's up to 2 years. I have seen it's changed.
Yeah.
It used to be 12 months. It's now up to 2 years, I believe. But you can get an advance. But I would recommend taking that out a little bit later if you've got a paycheck coming in. You know, balance your money, because there's going to be a month where it's going to be
nothing at all.
It's going to be hard. It's going to be really hard, and I think you need to
use what bridge of the advance after that last paycheck.
Definitely.
Before you get a job.
Definitely. And also remember as well, if you're struggling for money, there are soup kitchens. Greenbridge Housing do a soup kitchen every Wednesday morning.
Oh, well, thank you, Laura.
I do remember, don't worry. They do one every Wednesday morning, but there's actually a list on the council website with all the different soup kitchens that are available. So if you're ever in a position where you're thinking, I can't, even if you can't feed your kids, or you just want a warm meal that day, go down to the soup kitchens. There's no judgment from anyone, whatever soup kitchen it is. They will be there to feed you, support you, guide you. They have a lot of information there as well, support. So please do go down to them if you're worried about that. Food Bank as well, fantastic. They have great programs as well. They do budgeting programs. I do recommend, if you're not sure about budgeting or you haven't really thought about doing it before, go and get on the Food Bank's budgeting program. They are fantastic. I think that's everything. Also, try and apply for jobs, but sometimes you need to take that break for a day or two and just let the moment process what you've been through, because it is a lot to lose your job, and it's a very scary time, especially if you've got a family, if you've got children, people to support. It doesn't necessarily have to be children, it could be other adults, partner, whatever. You know, this can be a lot for someone, so it's not the end of the world. Jobs come and go. I've done so many different jobs in my life. I've worked in so many different places, and it's hard at the time, but once you come out, like, something beautiful could come through on your next role, and you never know what you might find.
Yeah, very true. For those people who want to get in contact with you because do you cover the whole of Luton?
I cover the whole of Luton,
right.
So every ward in Luton is my responsibility. So I go to, like, for example, they do professional networking coffee mornings for us. I go to every single one because I work in every single ward in every single borough. So wherever you are, doesn't matter if you're in Luton South, North, West, East, Central. If you've got an idea or want some help with something, you can come to me. I can point you in the right direction. Or if you're not getting that help, or you're not feeling like you're being heard, I'm always happy to be the voice. I've always been quite gobby, so it does help. But yeah, I'm on Instagram, both on Groundswell Project Luton. Also, I have a full open Instagram that I use called Laura Conder Producer. I'm on there as well, so you can DM me on either of them, or you can email me laura.conder@groundswell.world. That's my email. But anything, if you ever want to get through to me, just email me.
What do you think are the main social issues in Luton at the moment?
Definitely finances. We have some of the worst deprivation in the country. We're in the top 10%. So Central Ward, a lot of Central Ward, Dallow, Biscot, town centre, and some areas of Marsh Farm as well have got some real pockets of deprivation. As a result, they've actually done some research recently in Marsh Farm, and they've noticed that where there's deprivation, there's also a lot of domestic violence as well. It doesn't necessarily have to be towards women, but mostly it is. I think we do have a problem with domestic violence, or violence in general against women and children, but that's a national issue. That's not just a Luton thing. No. That is a national issue, definitely. I think that there isn't enough for the youth. We are the youngest town in the UK. We've got a population, 25% of our population are under 18. That's a big...
With nothing for them to do.
With nothing for them to do.
It makes absolutely no sense to me.
And they don't have a voice as well.
No, they don't.
They don't have a voice. We do have a youth council, but they don't feel like they have a voice. And I think more of a voice needs to be given to not only the youth council, but the young people, because we hear a lot about 2040.
That's all we hear.
It's all we hear at the minute is Luton 2040. No one's going to be living in poverty. I mean, as lovely as that sounds, I'm not having a go at the council when I say this. It's pretty impossible. There will be people that will always live in poverty, because you can't change a national issue without being central government, and that is down to central government. There are always going to be people that are going to be poor. The only way you truly get rid of all poor people is gentrification. We don't want that here. We're not London. I don't want gentrification in my town. And I tell you now, I'll be the first one screaming about it if we get any gentrification, which we already, if you think about it, we have in some places. You've got to look at by Luton Airport Parkway, those new flats. They are ridiculously overpriced. A lot of the new flats that they're putting up in Luton Town Centre, despite the fact it's some of the poorest parts of our town, are ridiculously overpriced, and they're empty as well. Why are they empty? Because they're ridiculously overpriced. They're not affordable for anyone in Luton, let alone families. Unemployment's another big issue, particularly with NEETs. We have obviously lost Vauxhall. Everyone's like, oh, but we're getting Goodman's and the airport expansion, but they're not happening right now. I'm scared for my son. He's about to come out of college next year. I don't know. He wants to potentially do an apprenticeship. He wants to get into work.
Right.
There's nothing out there. He's been applying for jobs since he turned 16. Nothing. Not heard a thing apart from the occasional.
And how long has he been applying? Just to give the viewers and listeners.
August, so
last year.
Yes,
and we're nearly in August again.
Yep. So a year, and he's been applying for a lot of jobs and not a single one. And it's the same for a lot of young people. They don't have that work experience because it's impossible for them to get the work experience, because they're now competing with a lot of adults that previously would be in more advanced positions, higher up positions, who now don't have a job because Vauxhall's shut down, don't have a job because it's not the manufacturing that used to be in Luton anymore. It's not just Vauxhall as well. That ended a lot of jobs in Luton, because there was all the parts that went into these Vauxhall vans. They've now gone as well. So it's not just the loss of Vauxhall. We've lost a lot of jobs in the town. And what all it will do will push people out. It's exactly what happens in places like up north where they've lost their industries. Young people don't want to stay. The ones that do stay, they live in poverty often, and that's it. It's as simple as that. So I only, airport expansion, all this is going to happen eventually, but there's young people now that are going to be in a real tough position come those times, because they'll be in their 30s probably, or late 20s by then. We'll be all heading for retirement.
I will be retired.
I'll be heading that way. Well, then again, I don't know what retirement age will look like.
Exactly. Who knows? It keeps changing. The goalpost keeps changing all the time. And what I think is really disgraceful is that now you don't get your bus pass at 60.
Yes, that bus pass is a lifeline for elderly people.
So many people.
It is. Just
to be able to travel, because it's expensive.
Yeah, my grandparents use it all the time. My granddad's 91. He's just turned 91.
Oh, lovely.
And but he's decided now recently he doesn't want to drive anymore.
No, that's fine.
My grandmother she must be 87 now, I think she is, or 88. She doesn't want to drive anymore. She didn't want to drive for a long time, so it's been my granddad doing it. He's decided finally he doesn't want to. So those bus passes are a lifeline, and have been for many years for them. They use them religiously. It makes it easier for them to get in, even into town now, because they can't walk like they used to. They've got a lot of knee issues, things like that. So these are lifelines. So even at 60, we have one of the worst healthy life expectancy in. It's like 51 years. So if people are getting sicker at 51, they might have physical disabilities, they might have hidden disabilities that you can't see, but they're not going to get that bus pass. So suddenly at 51, you can't do what you used to be able to do. You can't walk the distances you used to be able to walk. You can't drive, maybe, perhaps, or you're struggling to drive as much. What are they going to do then? How are they going to get about? They won't.
They won't be able to.
They'll be stuck indoors, and then that creates loneliness.
Yeah.
It creates isolation,
lots of different and health issues as well.
And it can make the health issues worse if you're stuck indoors all the time.
Maybe not on a day like today, because it is really hot.
No, do definitely stay out.
Stay indoors today.
Stay indoors today.
Stay indoors today. What can local businesses? I mean, we're talking about government. That's going to take time to change. There are still a lot of successful businesses in Luton. What can they do to help impact unemployment or apprenticeships? What can we actually do within the town?
Well, there is actually, I believe, a fairness task force coming up that employers should be going to.
Yep.
That is going to talk about funding for this.
Yes.
Funding for apprenticeships.
Exactly why I brought it up.
That's exactly why people need to be going to it.
Yeah.
If you are an employer at Luton, please go to this fairness task force. I think it's the University of Bedfordshire, if I'm remembering rightly off the top of my head. I can't remember the exact date, because obviously, as I'm not an employer, so I'm not going to it. But if you are an employer in the town, please do go to it. I think it's really important. There is funding there. There are opportunities for you to be able to take on apprentices.
Yeah.
That's quite a hard word to say.
I know,
well.
right? First thing in the morning.
Also, I think give people a try. Just because someone doesn't have work experience doesn't mean that they're necessarily going to be not capable of doing the job.
Yeah.
Many young people have got skills that we could only dream of. The ability to film social media. If you're looking for marketing, take a chance on a young person.
Yeah.
99.9% of young people know how to film, know how to edit, know how to create TikToks, know how to and they are the best people to do it. They understand it better than someone my age, I'm in my 30s, they know much better than me. And I grew up with the starts of social media, the Facebooks, the MySpace, the Bebo, God, reminiscing now, but they know much better, and it's like just take a chance on them, and that marketing could bring in business, and then suddenly you've got more money, and you can take on another apprentice, or you can take on more people, or you can perhaps give people a pay rise. That would be lovely.
Wouldn't that be lovely?
Wouldn't that be lovely?
We could talk about that all day, couldn't we? What do you see, this 2040 vision that we're all trying to imagine, how does it look to you?
My biggest thing is I hope that as a town we can really genuinely start to support the people with substance use disorder and the people that is my biggest thing, because I think when everyone talks about 2040 they think of, no one's in poverty, no one's this, no one's that, we're all living in a lovely green environment, but we have a problem now, and we have a big problem in Luton, which is substance use disorder, is alcoholism. These are all addictions, these are these are problems, like mental health problems, frankly. We need to be able to get these people into mental health support so they can deal with their trauma, because a lot of the time these people are using because they've been traumatised and they've been through things that need to be supported properly. They need help with their PTSD. They need help to deal with what they've been through. Yes, some people, it is a lifestyle choice, and that's cool. That's up to them. That's their choice. And there are going to be people that don't want help, but I'm very happy. I go and speak to a lot of homeless people a lot of the time. They're really struggling and need support, and they need help, and Greenbridge are doing fantastic work. They really are, but you can't do it all. You don't have the space, the capacity. There are other housing associations that help in the town, but there's not enough. So I don't know how we fix it. This is not my area of expertise, but I think we, as a town, we need to be looking at fixing that. How do we fix this? We already have an issue with housing in Luton anyway. Our housing stock is incredibly poor. There's a lot of mould, there's a lot of damp, there's a lot of vermin, we have all these issues, and some of these are council houses, housing association properties that people are living in squalor, frankly. So our housing stock is already very poor. We also have an issue with people coming from London, where London councils will buy leases of big flats. Think of Unity House, though that is currently under Luton Borough Council, but I believe what used to be the Herald and Post building on the corner, I don't know which council.
Stewart Hotel.
Yeah, I don't know which London council's got that, but one London council has got that. They put people in those properties. In 3 years' time, they say, no longer our problem, thank you, goodbye. Luton Borough Council, you have to house them now. And suddenly it becomes a big issue. We didn't already have enough housing for people that lived in Luton anyway. But suddenly we're now having to house people from London boroughs. They also bring a host of problems as well, because they're having to adapt from living somewhere like London, where they have things on their doorstep, to living somewhere like here, which is very different. Yeah. Can be a bit, like, I know people associate the two towns, but we are completely different ways of life. And our community is very strong here. We have a great community in Luton.
We do.
We have a very supportive community. But if you've come from somewhere that doesn't perhaps have as good a community like London, there are parts of London where the community isn't there anymore. Yes. And I think that can be a big shock, and it can feel a bit overwhelming sometimes, because like people think we're not friendly here. We're willing to help everyone. We're willing to help our neighbours. We are so supportive of the town. I think that's the best part of Luton. Whenever someone talks negatively about Luton, I'm like, I've lived somewhere else. I've lived in a really nice posh area called Rickmansworth. It's very nice. It's very nice. I hated it there while I was there. I was trying to move back to Luton for 2 years. It took me 2 years to find a house in Luton, because housing is so bad here. It took me 2 years to find a house. I hated there the whole time because there was no community. It's all lovely living in a nice area. Yes, there's lower crime. Yes, there's all this, that and the other. Yeah. I'd rather live in Luton. I came back as soon as I could, and I'm here, and I'm not leaving now. You will not. There's no way they're getting rid of me now. I will die here. I will die in this town as an old lady, hopefully.
Touch wood. And I think that's really important to get that message out. And I think 99% of the guests that we have on the podcast that are from Luton have a real strong sense of connection, community value, community values, always willing to help.
That's why people stay. I think they're the people that stay. You'll often hear people going, oh, I moved out of Luton 30 or 10 or 20 years ago because X, Y and Z, and look at it now, it's an, I don't know if I can swear, so I'm not going to, but
I wouldn't.
It's a crap town. There you go, I'll go with crap town. But those people, I don't think hold the same shared values as the people that stay. The people that stay care about this place. They really genuinely care.
Yeah, we do.
They don't leave because they want the best for this town, and they want this town to be better and to be the place that we've always dreamed of, or the place that we remember. Because even in the 90s, this place was fantastic here. Yeah, I had a great childhood. I had the most amazing childhood in this town. Really positive. And then I got moved out into Todditon, which is a village next door, and I hated it the whole time. I missed my community. Right. And the minute I finished high school at Harleton, sixth form college, I was straight back to sixth form college. Once I had my own choice of where I could go, I went to sixth form college, and I haven't left.
That's good. It's really good. What are your plans for the rest of, because we're halfway through, right?
I know.
What are your plans for the rest of 2026?
So we have Peace Out Fest 2. 31st of August, which is Bank Holiday Monday in August. We are going to be having a physical and mental wellbeing festival. Lovely. Last time Leela who did my job before. You might have met her. Very small.
Very tiny.
Very small, but
put her in your pocket.
She's very mighty. Very mighty. She's got. She's just as passionate about Luton as I am. Yeah. So last time she did mental wellbeing, I've now included physical health in that, because I think they run alongside each other anyway. Yeah. And I think people's physical health has a profound effect on their mental health as well. And I think we need to be taking care of our physical health just as much. So we're also focusing on social prescribing on it. We're going to have music therapy, art therapy, laughing yoga, We are going to hopefully have quite a few mental health CICs and charities there talking about what they do. We're going to have lots of people doing exercise stuff, hoping to get the chair-based exercise people in, so you don't even have to stand up. You can sit in a chair and still do exercise.
Perfect.
Equality PCN are going to be doing health checks, so you can check your health, like your blood pressure. It's really important. I'm hoping to, as well, to get Total Wellbeing over there. I've emailed you Total Wellbeing. Please email me back.
Leanne and V, please answer your emails.
Leanne, in fairness, I sent the email on Monday, and Leanne was on holiday on Monday. So
right, okay, we'll let her off.
I'm letting her off.
Yeah.
But I want them to talk about stop smoking as well, because I think that's equally...
They're always really good at NASMA.
Really
they're all really good at turning up and really supporting the community with their health.
Definitely needed. But it's going to be a range of things. Also, we're going to have some people there that do a lot of friendship groups, particularly for the older generations.
Perfect.
And because they're the ones that sometimes can be the most lonely and suffering from social isolation. So we want to introduce people to these groups. Even if you're a little bit younger, you can still go to these groups, because sometimes they want to befriend a young person. Because, it reminds them of their youth a little bit, or, they have similar interests. You never know. You might have a similar interest. Just me at 30, 37, I'm 36, sorry, I can't remember my age, 36. I could have a similar interest to someone in their 60s.
Of course you could.
It's perfectly feasible.
Yeah, definitely. So you've got lots planned.
Lots planned for that. And then obviously the Financial Resilience Day that we talked about. I'm hopefully going to get a few things. Hopefully the credit union there as well, to talk about their bank accounts. Yeah. There is going to be my colleague. We do a lot of work around Bitcoin. And financial independence through that. We do a lot of work in Kenya as part of Groundswell Project. We do that because our founder was Kenyan. Okay. And we do a lot of talking about Bitcoin and making sure that people understand what Bitcoin is and not falling for these other coins that often come around and come and go, and people do lose a lot of money over.
They do.
We want to make sure that people are using a kind of proper coin that they understand. We set up wallets for them, and we talk about how it gives people the opportunity that perhaps can't get a bank account for whatever reason. Yeah. Because some people can't get a bank account because they don't have an address. Some people can't get a bank account because they're in an abusive relationship, particularly financially abusive, and their partner will not let them have a bank account, and therefore they need to have access to some form of money, and they can put money away that they can then later access. Right. Yeah, good. So we talk about that to make sure that people understand it fully and are going to the right places, and we've done a lot of work around this to better understand it and learn it properly, so that when we're teaching people, we can do that. So my manager and my colleague are going to be coming to talk about that as well. But yeah, I'm kind of working on both at the same time. It's a lot of work to be done. Yeah. But yeah, I'm hoping also we've got a project coming soon that I can't talk too much about, but Father Luke and me have got a project coming up. So if you're a young person in Luton, please keep an eye out on our social media, because we're going to be wanting to get you guys involved in this project. In fact, you're going to be the people doing the project. And yeah. Oh, that's really good news. It's been a pleasure. It's been fantastic. There's so much good work that you're doing, so thanks for sharing that with us. Yeah. Keep doing what you're doing. I will do. And Greenbridge Housing are always welcome at my events, because I love what you guys do as well. Perfect. I'm very passionate about what you guys do, because it's not it's not just housing. No, it's the whole holistic approach. And support. I think social prescribing, it's fantastic. Volunteering. We're all over Amazing. Amazing. Looking forward to seeing you again. Yeah. And have a great day. You too. Thank you.